February 2026, the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics. 50,000 people watching, hundreds of millions more around the world, and one man, the man every expert called a lock for gold, covers his face with both hands and walks off the ice in 8th place. 8th at the Olympics, after a career of historic, jaw-dropping dominance. Ilia Malinin, the self-proclaimed quad god, the only human being on Earth who can land a quadruple axel, just had the worst night of his life on the biggest stage of his life, and the whole world saw it happen. But here's the part nobody talks about, because 6 weeks after that moment, something happened in Prague that rewrote the entire story. Stay with me, because this is not just a figure skating story. This is a story about pressure, identity, collapse, and what it actually takes to come back when the world has already written your ending. Let's go back to the beginning. By the time Milano Cortina 2026 rolled around, Ilia Malinin was 21 years old and already the most technically gifted figure skater this sport had ever seen. He was the 4-time reigning US champion, a 2-time consecutive world champion, the man who landed a quadruple axel, a jump no other human being had ever completed in competition and made it look almost routine. At the 2025 Grand Prix final, he put together a program with 7 quadruple jumps in a single skate. 7. That's not just a personal best, that's a record that defied what scientists thought was physically possible. He wasn't just favored to win gold, he was supposed to win gold. Simone Biles had spoken about him. Tom Brady had praised him. The media crowned him before he ever laced up his skates in Milan. And then, the pressure broke through. He fell, twice in the free skate. The boy who could land 7 quads in a row couldn't hold it together when it mattered the most. He finished in 8th place. And in that moment, standing on the ice at the Milano Arena with his hands over his face, he looked like someone who had lost everything. But ask yourself this, and this is the question that defines what happened next. What do the truly great ones do the morning after the worst night of their lives? Because Malinin didn't disappear. He didn't deflect. He didn't make excuses. He sat down in front of cameras and said something that only the most emotionally intelligent athletes ever say. Medals don't really define who you are. And then he got back to work. 6 weeks. That's all the time between the Olympic catastrophe and the 2026 ISU World Figure Skating Championships in Prague, Czech Republic. 6 weeks to rebuild not just his technique, but his mind. And here's what almost nobody understood going into Prague. The psychological shift was the whole story. In Milan, Malinin had carried the weight of everyone's expectations like a physical object strapped to his back. Every jump loaded with the pressure of what the world needed him to do. He'd later say he blocked out the noise, but clearly in Milan, he hadn't fully managed it. In Prague, something was different from the moment he arrived. I just completely blocked out all the expectations, all the pressure that people put on me, he said before the competition. I was really here to escape for myself and enjoy every moment. He said it felt like almost no pressure at all. Not because the stakes were low, but because he made a choice. He decided the moment in Prague was for him, not for the world, not for the headlines, for himself. Thursday, March 27th, 2026, short program day. Malinin skated last, the same position he'd been in at the Olympics, the same arrangement, a different result. He set a personal best, 111.29 points. 9/10 of a point better than the mark he'd set winning his second world title in Boston. He didn't attempt the quadruple axel, the jump that had become his signature, his brand, his identity, but he didn't need to. Every element was clean, sharp, alive. He sat in the kissing cry, and for the first time in 6 weeks, Malinin smiled, not with relief, with joy. Saturday, March 28th, 2026, free skate. The moment of reckoning. Malinin chose a 5-quad program, more conservative than his Grand Prix peak, but with one non-negotiable goal: execute everything, be clean, be present, finish in one piece. He landed the quad flip, the quad salcho, the quad toe loop, the quad lutz almost perfectly with only a quarter under rotation, and a second independent quad lutz. 5 massive jumps, all under control. He performed. And when the final note hit and his music fell silent, Ilia Malinin screamed. Not a polite yes, not a restrained fist pump, a full, primal, from-the-gut scream that echoed through the O2 arena. He pumped both fists into the air, and then, just to remind everyone who he really is, at the exhibition gala the following day, he landed the quadruple axel, just because he could. His final scores, 218.11 in the free skate, 339.40 overall. He won by over 22 points. His score, by the way, it would have won the Olympic gold medal by nearly 38 points.
38 points. Let that sit for a second. And with that performance, Ilia Malinin became the first male figure skater to win 3 consecutive world titles since Nathan Chen in 2018, 2019, and 2021. He is only the 14th man in history to accomplish this feat. He was named the ISU's Trailblazer on Ice. He won Best Costume at the awards ceremony. And then, because apparently one day of Olympic-level domination wasn't enough, he donated every gift the audience had thrown onto the ice to the kindergartens of Prague. But this story isn't actually about figure skating. It's about the gap between the version of yourself the world builds up and the actual person standing on the ice at 2 in the morning when no one is watching. It's about what happens when the expectations of an entire sport collide with the very real psychological limits of a 21-year-old human being. It's about how collapse isn't the end. It's information. Malinin said it himself after Prague. You learn more from losing than from winning. I can come back better and stronger. He adopted a new nickname following Prague, not the Quad God anymore. He's calling himself the Chaos God now. The start of a new chapter, new projects, new challenges, new goals, new ideas, new name. And that's what makes this story so genuinely compelling in 2026. In a world obsessed with perfection, with the perfectly curated highlight reel and the untouchable superstar, here is one of the most gifted athletes on Earth, standing in front of the planet after his most humiliating failure, and saying, "This is not my ending. This is my information." 8 weeks ago, the world wrote the story of Ilia Malinin's fall. Then Ilia Malinin walked into Prague and wrote a completely different one. The question isn't whether he'll be back. He's already back. The question is, how far does this go? If this story hit you, hit subscribe because we're covering every chapter of what comes next. Drop a comment. Do you think what Malinin did in Prague is the greatest individual comeback in figure skating history? I genuinely want to know what you think. See you in the next one.